Hello, sixth graders. Welcome to Big Ideas Math, Section 5.5, Percents Activity. Pause while you write Section 5.5 activity in your math notebook. Pause again while you write today's activity objective in your math notebook. Today's objective is use visual models to represent percents and then write the percents as fractions. Write the following key term in your math notebook. Write the definition and example exactly as they appear in your notebook as well. A percent is a part-to-whole ratio where the whole is 100. Today we'll be starting on page 113 in your record and practice journal. Writing ratios. Our directions are to write the fraction of the squares that are shaded, to write the ratio of the number of shaded squares to the total number of squares, to write how the ratios and the fraction are related, and to answer the question, when can we write the ratios as fractions? So let's start with letter A. There are 100 total squares, and 30 of them are shaded, so the fraction is 30 100ths that are shaded. And then to write it as a ratio, it would be 30 to 100. We'll deal with the last two questions when we're done with letter B. And letter B, there are 100 total squares again, as there are in all three of these. And 20 of them are shaded. So our fraction is 20 over 100, which makes our ratio 20 to 100. Now, as promised, let's look at the circled questions. How are the ratios and the fraction related? And if we look at our ratios and our fractions, we can see that the parts of the ratio correspond to the numerator and the denominator in the fraction. Be sure you write that on your page. And then the second circled question is, when can you write ratios as fractions? And the answer to that is we can write ratios as fractions when we're doing part to whole comparisons. So when we have part of something that we're comparing to the whole. So part of our entire grid of 100 squares is shaded. So we're comparing that part to the whole 100 squares. So let's write that as well. Your assignment for this lesson is going to be to complete the fraction and the ratio for letter C. Your assignment for this lesson is to complete the fraction and ratio for letter C in Activity 1 on page 113 in your Record and Practice Journal. Be prepared to share during our next class. Please remember to earn credit for viewing this flipped lesson. You need to complete your exit slip back at the website. You also need to come to our next class prepared with the journal pages that we did during the flipped lesson or any other work that we did for the flipped lesson completed. You also need to be prepared with any work that was assigned in the flipped lesson completed, and be ready with any questions you have for your teacher, and as always, have a good attitude. We'll see you tomorrow in class. Remember to earn credit for viewing this flipped lesson. You must complete your exit slip. You must come to our next class prepared with your journal pages or any other work that we did during the flipped lesson completed, and you need to be prepared with any work that was assigned during the flipped lesson completed. Be prepared with any questions you have about the content of the flipped lesson and a good attitude. We'll see you in class tomorrow.